So this is my first blog for the Multimedia Cops and Clowns sound design project. I'm just going to talk a bit about my interpretation approach, and initial ideas about the project. The video itself is of a single segment of time. It's frozen, and the camera's moving around. You know, these various scenes that happen in this. It's of an epic gun battle between police and clowns, and it starts outside and then moves through a hospital and comes back full circle and starts with literally almost the same camera shot, I think, of a policeman shouting towards another group, I imagine. Initially it's quite interesting to think of how the sound for it will be conveyed, because it's no, there's no, because it's all frozen. Essentially, there should be no sound, because sound wouldn't be moving and air wouldn't be moving, nothing would be moving. So it's quite interesting of how the sound should be made. It doesn't really, you don't get the impression that diegetic sounds can be used in it. Like there's like a lot of gunshots being fired, and you don't think they can be placed in there, because it doesn't. A gunshot gives a mental image of something being fired, movement, and there is no movement. It's a single thing. So yes, it's an interesting fight between good and evil. So that's got to be conveyed somehow. How am I going to approach the project? I'm quite inspired by the film The Book of Eli, directed by Albert and Alan Hughes. I'm splicing an Amazon image of it with all the details on, I guess, for referencing. Why I'm inspired by it? Well, there is a massive contrast between that film and this video, The Book of Eli and the Cops and Clowns, because The Book of Eli is of a post-apocalyptic land where it's literally a fight for survival, and there's no water, and something as trivial as a KFC wet wipe can be used as currency. Compared to the Cops and Clowns, which is, I guess, can be seen as a very much a modern Hollywood type scene, but it's frozen in time. So there's the map. Wow, this is quite interesting, because it's just, look at all these different bits that are happening in this same. There's so much happening in one segment of time, one frozen second of time, sort of thing. Well, not even a second, but. So why I'm inspired with it? Well, I found a good article written by a woman called Deborah Kaufman for the Editors Guild magazine, which was published on the 1st of February 2010. Again, I should probably splice in the, dub over the image of it or something like that for reference. And during the article, it talks with the sound designers, which I didn't write their names down. What are their names? Sound designers. So the sound designers were Eric Norris and Steve D. Williams. And in the article, they talk a lot about the sound design, but a lot about the diegetic sounds like gunshots and motorbikes and things like that, which I don't know, not really applicable. But then they also talk about a little bit about the creating atmospheric sounds, for a barren land and things like that. And they worked with the composer Atticus Ross, who sort of influenced them with the creation of various sounds. And they talk about creating these metallic sounds, using metallic objects, and then introducing reverb and things like this to produce these long, drawn-out sort of sounds that really set the scene. And I think they can. I think there's a connection between them, and that I want to introduce that sort of drawn-out metallic sound into. Well, I want to look at introducing it into this project. So I think it'll play with it. That sounds right. I think it'll add to it, be with it, they can be as one.